Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. Tonight we have made it back to Thursday, guys. Listen, I hope everybody's enjoyed their week so far. We have made it. It is March the 19th. Only, 12 more days before the month is out? And one more day until it's spring, y'all. Let's give it up. Yes, that's right. We have made it again to another week in the bag. Look, again, I hope everybody's enjoying this week so far. Weather again is going to be beautiful. I think we hit around 60 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be in the mid 70s. Saturday's going to be in the 80s. And then we're going to drop back down into the 60s on Sunday. So it's going to be pretty nice for the next few days. Last couple of days was a little chilly, a little cool, but everybody knows March is one of those months that's transitioning. So all next week is supposed to be very, very nice. So I'm hoping that everybody get to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful weather. Tonight we are going to talk about Kamala Harris. Yes, we haven't talked about Kamala in a little bit. We've been talking about Donald Trump. We've been talking about the Obamas. However, we need to talk about Kamala Harris because everything that she stated last or year before, she was right, guys. Kamala Harris was right. She predicted a lot of the things that is going on right now. She hit it right on the head. So we are going to listen in on a lot of people's outtakes and intakes as far as what they feel about this whole thing, as far as Kamala Harris predicting what Donald Trump would do in his presidency. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started for tonight. I'm going to let you know how I feel about this once this video is over, and we'll dissect this video after it's complete.
If you didn't vote for this, then she was right, because she told you all this was going to happen.
A new wave of debate is erupting between MAGA voters and those who didn't vote for Trump, as past warnings from Kamala Harris resurface and spark fresh questions. Were those claims dismissed too quickly? And are they being re-examined now? Listen closely as people across the country share their reactions and personal stories behind this growing uproar.
Had we just elected the black lady with the silk press, had we just elected Big Sister June, had we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh, had we just elected Madam the wheels on the bus go round and round, we would not be at war with Iran right now. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. Joshua, why are you screaming? Joshua, how many times are you going to say this? I'm going to keep saying it until it finally clicks. Because, folks, this was an open book test. Not only was this an open book test, the professor was at the board giving the answers, and we failed. And now we have 4 dead Americans as a result. We have F-15 fighter jets being shot out of the sky by friendly fire. Had we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh, folks would have money to purchase their first home. The American people would have quality health care. We would not be at war with Iran. Spending billions of dollars of taxpayer money that has not been approved by Congress to fund this war. So I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep screaming it until the American people finally understand. If you could have just set your racism and your sexism aside and voted for Kamala Harris, we would be in a better position today.
Kamala Harris was right about everything.
He will target and punish those who disagree with him or refuse to bend to his will. He calls these Americans the enemy within and says that he would use the American military to go after American citizens. Journalists whose stories he doesn't like. Nonpartisan election officials who refuse to cheat by finding a few extra votes for him. Judges who insist on following the law instead of following him. It is for reasons like these that General Mark Milley, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Donald Trump's top general, has called Trump, and I quote, fascist to the core. And it is clear Donald Trump is increasingly unstable and unhinged and will stop at nothing to claim unchecked power for himself.
With the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the President of the United States.
And everything that we go through with this administration, I'm going to keep saying this. Kamala was right. You can disagree if you want, but I'm going to say it again. Kamala was right. The black woman, she was right. Everything that this man is doing, Kamala said it. And I'm also going to say, she really did win. I'm going to say that over and over again. Kamala was right. People did not listen. The book was open, and you skipped through everything that she said and still decided to go the other way.
The election was almost a year ago, which was so fucking crazy. I cannot believe that we have suffered through almost an entire year of Donald Trump again. And I was thinking today, like, what could we have had? Like a year ago today, I remember being so filled with hope. I was like this close to being proud to be an American again. And then she lost. But what did Kamala Harris have to say this time last year? Like, what could we have had? Let's take a look together, shall we?
On day one, Donald Trump would walk into that office with an enemies list. You know, he talks about the enemies from within. When I am elected, I will walk in with a to-do list focused on your and at the top of my list is bringing down your cost of living. That will be my focus every single day as president. I will give a middle-class tax cut to over 100 million Americans. We will enact the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on groceries.
What are you guys right about now?
We will fight to make sure hardworking Americans can actually afford a place to live. And if any of you out there are caring for an elderly parent, well, my plan will cover the cost of home care under Medicare so that seniors can get the help and care they need to stay in their own homes. It's about dignity. It's about dignity. And my plan will lower the cost of childcare, cut taxes for small businesses. Do we have any small business owners here? I love our small businesses.
No, it doesn't.
My plan will lower healthcare costs because, by the way, I believe access to healthcare should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. It's about values. On the other hand, Donald Trump's answer to the financial pressures you face, well, it's the same as it was last time. Another $1 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires and big corporations. Right. And this time, he will pay for it with a 20% national sales tax on everything you buy that is imported. Clothes, food, toys, cell phones. A Trump sales tax would cost the average American family nearly $4,000 more a year. And on top of that, you would pay even more if Donald Trump finally gets his way and gets rid of the Affordable Care Act. Remember how many times he's tried to do that? And you're booing because if he were successful, it would throw millions of Americans off of their health insurance and take us back to when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was like? Well, we are not going back.
Oof, how did we fumble the bag so fucking hard? Was she a perfect candidate? Absolutely not. But show me one. Show me a perfect candidate. Helen Keller would have been a better candidate than Donald Trump. She's not even real.
Ever found yourself scrambling to pay a bill? I've got a solution for you. Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I want to share how Varro's line of credit helped me out.
You know, folks, one of the most frustrating parts about this whole thing in Iran is sitting and watching the timeline and seeing all of the clips resurface of Donald Trump talking and speaking against war, claiming to be the no more wars president, claiming to be the peace president, hearing all the MAGA influencers parrot what he said, and then going back and listening to Kamala Harris and other Democrats and other people and other influencers warn us about what Donald Trump would do. You know, people said we were being hyperbolic. People said we were trying to create hysteria. People said we were just trying to create clickbait. But I don't know about you all. When I was watching the debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, I was sitting there saying to myself then, she's 100% right here. She's spot on. This is what's going to happen. I'm glad people like Andrew Schultz are starting to come around, the bro podcaster. I'm glad he's starting to see through it. I'm glad other people are starting to see through it. But we saw through it long before Kamala said it right here.
And the context in which this election in 2024 is taking place. The United States Supreme Court recently ruled that the former president would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again. Understand, this is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. Someone who has openly expressed disdain for members of our military. Understand what it would mean if Donald Trump were back in the White House with no guardrails, because certainly we know now the court won't stop him. We know J.D. Vance is not going to stop him. It's up to the American people to stop him.
There it was. Everything she said then, we knew it would happen, and it has happened. So there.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in for just a second about what she just said about not having guardrails. You know, Donald Trump is all over the place, guys. And that's one thing I've noticed in this last year. Like, there's no direction. You know, there's no leadership. There is no, he's saying that he wants to make America great again, but the way he's going about it, first of all, you're not lowering inflation. You're not bringing the price of goods down for American citizens. You're not making housing affordable. You're not doing anything to help the American citizen. All you are doing is removing help for people. That's all he's done. He's removed Section 8. He's done, you know, the EBT and take it. I understand you got to have regulation with that stuff. I understand that. But what are you putting in place to help people? What about people who just became, they lost their job or, you know, something happened where they need assistance, right? Healthcare, same thing with that. You know, he's trying to go back to everybody having their own insurance. And if you have pre-existing conditions, guess what? That's not going to be covered if he gets his hands on this Medicare or medical insurance situation. So that's what I'm saying. Kamala Harris, she had a set plan. She told you, listen, I'm going to help with affordability. I'm going to help with inflation. I'm going to help with the food prices, price gouging, and you know, bringing inflation down and seeing if we can make housing affordable again for people to at least qualify for a home. I mean, to me, I understand why people didn't do it. It was more of a race thing and a woman thing, and I get that. But at the same time, this is what this country needs, right? Because look at where we are now. Look where we are now. A year and 3 months later, numbers are worse. Unemployment is worse. Inflation is still worse. High, the price of food, everything is still high, guys. Nothing has changed. In fact, it's gotten worse. Okay? Now, you see all these people saying that she said it from day one. And another thing with Donald Trump, he said that day one he was going to lower prices. He wasn't going to start any wars. That was another thing he said he wasn't going to do. Here we are, we're fighting Iran. You know, that's what I'm saying. He's all over the place. He wants to buy Greenland. Okay, now you want to fight Brazil. Now you want to do these tariffs. It's like there is no set plan to help the American citizen. Meanwhile, we're sending billions and millions of dollars to fight a war because of what? Power is basically what I'm hearing. And we've lost American soldiers already. We've lost 4 people. And it's just sad that senseless lives are being killed, guys, over something that is over, to me, selfish reasons why we're warring right now. You know, it's just sad. It's just really, really sad. But anyway, let's keep going.
everyone that said we were being hyperbolic, there it is. And look at what's going on. Everything she said has come true. And to me, that's one of the hardest parts about it. But here she was. It wouldn't. And again, we saw through it actually in the first term. Okay, we saw through it when he came down the damn escalator.
Yeah.
But here's Kamala in 2019, warning of what's happening today.
As far as I'm concerned, this president is motivated by his personal insecurities more than he is our national security. And so what we're looking at is, again, a threat that might be taken seriously. And I would dare to say that that threat was issued without serious consultation with our allies, with our military leaders, with our diplomatic leaders. What are our alternatives? Let's also be clear, if this president is thinking about putting us in a position where we're in a war with Iran, the consequences will be...
You hear what she said? A war with Iran. This was in 2019, guys. She said it 7 years ago. Listen, let me play that back again.
Securities more than he is our national security. And so what we're looking at is, again, a threat that might be taken seriously. And I would dare to say that that threat was issued without serious consultation with our allies, with our military leaders, with our diplomatic leaders. What are our alternatives? Let's also be clear, if this president is thinking about putting us in a position where we're in a war with Iran, the consequences will be absolutely unacceptable and tragic in terms of the young men and women who are American soldiers who would be sent and deployed into something that was completely avoidable.
Did you hear what she just said, guys? This was 2019. She was speaking about Iran, the war that we're fighting right now, that we just lost some. She's saying, listen, we see through this, okay? She spoke it long time ago. She already saw this coming. This is before COVID. She was speaking about this before COVID even happened. Anyway, let's keep going.
This whole thing was completely avoidable.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so...
Kamala Harris attended Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral yesterday on Friday, March 6th. And when she took to the stage and got on that mic, she says, now I'm normally not a person that say, I told you so.
Let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming.
In other words, like she said, she predicted that all of this, what is going on today, it would happen.
Yeah.
So are y'all mad because she was right? I know there will probably be some haters and some crazy folks that get in this comment section of this video. Baby, say what you want to say. Think what you want to think. But like she said, or we can say it for her.
Yeah.
She told you so, and you didn't listen. So yeah, everything that she said, I know it's hard for you to admit it, but she was right.
We thought Kamala Harris didn't were lying when they were talking about the 2026 project, 2025 project about Trump becoming a dictator, overtaking the free speech and using the military to come police states.
Remember when she said this?
He is saying that he would use the military to go after them.
And then they told you that it was a lie? That they are now talking about deploying 1,500 military? She warned us.
We thought he was lying when they presented that plan, and he said it was fake news.
From past speeches to current events, many are now looking back and reassessing what was said and what it might mean today. For some, it's raising doubts. For others, it's reinforcing long-held beliefs. These voices reveal why this debate is gaining new attention.
I'm sorry, but can somebody come on this app and tell me that Kamala Harris didn't predict all the shit that's going on right now? Can you tell me honestly that that woman did not warn us that where we are right now was where we were going to be if we elected Donald Trump. The jobs numbers just came out. 22,000 jobs added. 360 million people. We had 22,000 jobs. That's even softer than soft. Like, we are headed for a recession. The tariffs are crippling us. We are on the brink of war with several countries. Donald Trump and the Epstein list are raging in the news. Can you tell me what Kamala Harris was wrong about? All you people who didn't want a strong black lady in office, God damn it. Like, I don't know what else to say. You wanted to vote against Kamala Harris because she was what? Black? Because she was what? A woman? And now we're left with an old, wrinkled, orange bag of garbage who is sinking this country into an ever-loving recession. Like, shit, the prices are just going up and up and up. So many people wanted to bitch about prices and say, oh, I don't like Biden because of the prices. I'm voting for Trump. What prices have gone down? Because I'm looking at the prices of meat. I'm looking at the prices of coffee. I'm looking at the prices of everything, and they have skyrocketed. American businesses are suffering because of tariffs. People can't afford to buy homes. Childcare, astronomical. I don't understand what you could tell me right now that has been better, because Donald Trump is now our president and Kamala Harris warned us of every single thing. So if you voted for Kamala Harris, thank you. If you voted for Donald Trump,
there was one person who
Oh boy.
predicted all of this, and people said she was lying, or that she had Trump derangement syndrome, that she did not know what she was talking about. But it has all come to pass that she was exactly right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just, and she was saying this years ago, guys.
Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. People he calls, quote, the enemy from within. America, this is not a candidate for president who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power.
And she was 100% right. But she's a woman. She's black. But can't have that. One of the
Yeah, that's the whole thing, guys. You know, she knows her stuff. She it's sad that that's where we are still in the year 2020. Well, at that time it was 2024, going into 2025, but now we're into 2026, and people's mindsets just need to stop. Like, we got to get past this race factor, right? I mean, seriously, it's sad. But you hear her from what she just said. She talked about Iran. She talked about the tariffs. She talked about how things were just going to be for the rich and not the middle class and the poor. You know, he's only going to better his pockets. He's only going to better his rich friends and his conglomerates. Other than that, he does not see you, right? And so that's why we've got to get to a place where we can see through what he's doing, guys. He's not helping the American people. He's not. So, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to cover that for tonight because, like I said, a lot of stuff has transpired. A lot of things have taken place since he's became office, and Kamala Harris hit it right on the head. Okay, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I will be back on Saturday. We're going to do the fun and entertainment with T. Get back into the relationship sector. Everything is squared out now with that channel. We are ready to start taping again and do some relationship advice. Okay. So yeah, join me back on that channel, Fun and Entertainment with T, at 8 p.m. And we'll get back into the relationship and entertainment news on that particular channel. All right. All right, guys. So if you enjoyed the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you can, please hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. I will be back again on Saturday at 8 p.m. on Fun and Entertainment with T. Like I said, we'll do that relationship sector. Okay? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it for tonight. Join me again on Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk with everyone soon. Take care. Bye-bye.